First name is Johnny.
Yeah, I watched some of your videos, the first two videos you posted. Johnny
Nice.
Margarito, is that how you pronounce it?
Yes, Margarito.
Okay. All right. Are you recording?
Yeah, I'm recording.
Okay. So what I did, Johnny, was I've been asking a lot of people questions, or I've been posting a lot of posts on there telling people to ask questions that they want to know about the stock market,
Right.
about investing, and then we'll help answer them. So
Right.
I was getting a lot of private messages, and I was taking the common questions off that thread, and I wrote down a whole bunch of them. So I figured we can help people with that. But
Yeah, definitely.
but first I wanted to talk about you. So, you're stock market investing coach. You're a manager at Wiseman Traders. You're the creator of the Facebook group that we're in, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
When I joined that group, I'm pretty sure it was about 1,000, and now it's up to like 3,200 or something.
Yeah, we're getting mad requests, but
the requests are off the chain. I mean, there's 1,000 requests last time I looked, and
yeah,
I'm trying to really, yeah.
You gotta go through it.
Yeah, because I'm trying to not because the more people you let in, the more you find spammers. So you gotta you gotta kind
like
of
almost half of those requests are about spammers. We gotta cleanse a lot of those people out, but it's good helping those people. I love the group.
Yeah, it's great.
I love your help. You've been such a huge
it's great. It's an awesome group that you built. So tell us about how you got started. How did you come up with that idea to make that group, and when did you make it?
I made it in about July of 2020. Because it started off because people are asking for assistance. A lot of acquaintances and then my wife's friends. There's some people that were, my wife was bragging about some of my success, of course, and so that's how it started. The people started wanting a mentor and some assistance. So I started providing help and stuff, but of course it's very time consuming. Answering all the questions they have and all the terminology on the stock market. So I had to start putting something together to start making a living out of it, because while I walked away from construction, I only help out family and friends now because the stock market's been so good, and of course the Wiseman Traders has been expanding, and my clothing line. So it's been really fantastic.
That's great to hear. So tell us about Wiseman Traders. That's your company?
Yes.
You created that? Okay.
Yes, I did.
So when did you create it?
And it was about July. I'm pretty sure it was in July when I created it.
So it's expanded pretty quick then. As you said, you've had success, huh?
Oh yeah.
We're definitely expanding.
I mean, I've been in the group for about a month, and we've already gained 2,000 members. It's insane.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I had a small group before I joined yours. I only had about 65 members, but I invited them all to join yours.
Nice.
So
awesome.
So you do one-on-one coaching. You send out weekly emails with all the top movers of the week.
Yeah.
Which I looked at some of them. It's very well done. Your website's very well done too.
Thank you.
And so what all other services do you provide?
It's just the email and the one-on-one coaching right now. I also have because I just went free with my email subscriptions, with the Wiseman News email subscriptions, so that's free to get now. And but I have a Discord alerts for traders, for people who want to get instant alerts on their phone and stuff. I have a Discord strictly for trading and weekly opportunities.
How is that? Because Discord, I used to use Discord it's mostly used for gamers. Are you getting a lot of traction on that?
Yeah, I definitely like it. And my clients, I've had good feedback about the platform. That's my favorite preferable platform.
Yeah, it's definitely good.
Because how you can have different
like group
channels.
Yeah, exactly.
So I have a daily one for the Wiseman portfolio. I have different channels, so it's good. Wiseman News, so I can just post articles and updates on it, so it's really
Do you have
convenient.
moderators helping you, or is it just sort of you?
No, I'm gonna be expanding now that my capital is growing fantastically. Glory be to God. I'm gonna be looking for more moderators and more people with licenses. 'Cause I need to get certified and stuff, and I'm gonna be hiring people that have certificates and licenses for accounting and so forth,
That's
That's
and
awesome.
great.
You're growing
what we
fast.
need. Yeah,
Congrats, man. That's amazing. Where are you from?
from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're in Connecticut, so
Oh,
we
nice.
you got nice. I mean, it's like 16 degrees out right now here, and like 20-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, we always have every season in one day. Like we could have cold weather, snow, and then it could be warm a different second. It's very strange out here, but the weather's been all right. It's been cool recently.
That's great. Well, let's want to get into answering some questions that people want to
Definitely,
know.
definitely. Let's get to
So,
helping people.
Yeah, so let
so
me just preface. If you guys are, what's the Facebook group called again?
Stock market for beginners.
Stock Market for Beginners. We are answering your questions right now from that group, just to let you
yeah,
guys know.
we're
Yeah,
gonna attach the link to that group too, so everyone can join that is
nice.
not in that group that hasn't seen it. So hopefully we can get you some more members too.
Awesome, awesome. So we could
And
definitely
we're
continue
gonna
to help.
post the links to your website too, so we can.
Fantastic. Thank you,
Yeah.
guys.
So the number one question I see a lot on there is, what should I invest in?
Yeah,
So for me, I would say, well, what are your goals? You know?
definitely, definitely.
And what is your risk tolerance?
And what is that money? Is it like investment money? You need that money, or is it money that people want to risk? Because some people just really just want to trade. People don't want. Some people don't want to invest, even though I try to push it on them. I recommend it,
I
but
think
some
those two
people
words you
just want
just
to.
used were key. Are you trading or are you investing? Because
Yes,
trading is short term, investing is long term.
yes, and my recommendation is to stay 70 to 80% invested and 20 to 30 trading for the people who have the itch for trading. That's what I try to push on them, and for most people who want to get the feel of the
Both.
trading. And
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. So I think it just depends on your risk tolerance and what your goals are. So we can't really answer that question for you if we don't know those things.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
that's something that you'd have to ask yourself first. So here's a
definitely.
good one. How do I identify stocks with potential?
Well, can we go back to what should I invest in? Because we didn't really fully answer the question. So
Yeah, that's true.
there's, I mean, so there's something called exchange traded funds. Basically, what it is in really simple terms, so you can think of it this way. Think of it as a bunch of stocks all in one that are diversified, and basically makes you investing makes your investment not risky because you are diversified over so many different stocks.
Right, right. Well, the question was, what stocks are good to get invested in, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so specifically, some ETFs could be like VOO is a really
Definitely.
basic one that everybody sort of
Definitely,
uses.
and you guys covered that one good, and I definitely hold that one because the S&P 500 is gonna continue to grow, and another ETF I love and probably my favorite is TAN. It's Invesco Solar ETF, and
TAN,
it has
TAN.
yeah, TAN.
I'm gonna look that one up. I've never seen that one. Cool.
It's a
Solar.
fantastic. That's my favorite ETF.
Okay.
It has most of my favorite solar stocks and renewables. Well, it's mostly a solar stocks, but it has all of my favorite bundle in there. So that's my favorite ETF.
That's a great idea too, is to invest in solar and renewable energy now that Biden's
Definitely.
president. But that was going to be the future anyways.
It is,
So
and
yeah,
and that's definitely a sector for capital gains because it's been tremendous for the past months and it's renewable energy, and those a lot of those companies still got a lot of room to grow. So that's a sector that you could really have a lot of capital gains during
for
2021.
sure. I think to close off on this question, I would say I think the other thing we all pretty much have the same sentiment on is invest in blue chip stocks, invest in
Definitely,
companies, invest in companies that you use the products for.
And briefly
definitely.
briefly explain what a blue chip stock is.
So the term blue chip came from casino chips because blue was the highest value chip, and it just means they're highly reputable. They're large market caps. They're respected. They have a
Sustainable.
lot of, yeah. They're sustainable. They're companies, Apple, Google, Facebook, Starbucks, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff like
No company is immune from risk, but these are probably the least risky ones.
Yeah,
for
the
sure.
most sustainable out of, yeah, the blue chips cover the majority of the best stocks. So definitely got to have the majority of those on your portfolio.
So I think this is something you'd be really good at answering, Johnny, because I see you do a lot of this. Is for identifying stocks with potential. I know you
Yes.
help a lot of people out. How do you go about finding that information?
Well, well, the overall news, of course, I'm always up to date on news. I subscribe to a lot of companies, and of course, I'm up on all the investors on the big email subscriptions, and so of course, I'm updated on news. But another thing I'm repetitive on is market cap. Market cap, market cap, market cap. That's what you got. That's what you're buying into, not the because people just looking at the overall, especially when it comes to penny stocks or dollar stocks. People think I'm gonna buy because it's gonna continue to grow. It's just it's only worth it's a cheap stock right now, but that's the wrong way to go about it. Usually you're buying in at the market cap, and for the most part, most penny stocks are low market caps, but
Could you
but
explain what market cap means too? Because this is like a obviously investor
it's
beginner
the
group, so that would
yes.
kind of help.
It's the total value of the company, everything revenue, cash flow, assets, everything that the company owns goes into the overall market cap of the company. So that's what you're buying into when you're buying the stock. That's what that you're buying into the market price of when you're at the current value.
Do you go as far to take the Warren Buffett approach, who he looks at like
Mhm.
annual reports and stuff like that? Do you go that far? Or?
Definitely, yeah, definitely. From the investments wise, yes,
Yeah,
definitely,
balance
definitely,
sheets, stuff like that. Um,
definitely,
So, yeah, so I'd say there's a lot of sources out there. Like you said, you can look at Market Watch is a popular one, Motley
yeah,
Fool, Yahoo Finance,
favorites.
U.S. News, World News. There's so
Yeah,
many really good ones out there.
those are the best ones
Um,
right there.
yeah, and so that's pretty much pretty that simplifies it. I would say another really actually a funny question. I think it's kind of funny is because I did this all the time when I started. It was how often should I
Oh
check
man.
my investment portfolio?
Oh, the well, another thing I try to push is having an investment portfolio and a trading portfolio for most people, especially the ones who have the itch. Because especially when it comes, that's a good question. Because especially when you have two portfolios, you could leave that investment portfolio aside, so you could just buy when you need to, put you know what I mean, make your transactions when you need to, but just leave it alone. And of
Yeah,
course, you'll be looking on it at your other platform, but
This is kind of sort of related. The only reason I would suggest checking it a lot actually is because if you get hacked and you don't notice it, you only have a
uh,
lot of these brokerages will only cover it if you tell them within so many days. So if 2 months goes by and you lose your whole account and you never noticed, or a year goes by, they're gonna be like, "Why didn't you tell us before?" It's the same thing with banks too. Like if your
true,
bank account gets hacked, so that's one reason I would suggest actually checking it a lot.
and I
true,
would add to that, make sure you set two-factor authorization on every single brokerage
yeah,
account you have, because it
definitely.
makes it so much harder for a hacker to get in, and use Google authentication app.
Yeah.
And it
Because
makes
these hackers are good. These
yeah.
hackers are they're evolving, and
If you use your
they'll
phone
get it.
number, yeah, if you use your phone number, they're doing a new SIM swap scam now where they're calling your cell service company provider and getting your SIM number or getting a SIM sent
Man,
to you with your phone number on it. So you got to be really careful. If you
definitely,
use
definitely.
a really strong password and two-factor authentication, and then
Yeah,
you don't have to check it as much, you know.
yeah.
Um,
Well, I definitely I check it quite often, honestly. But of course,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
always looking at the stocks that I'm invested into. Definitely, I'm always looking at the stocks that
Yeah, I
I'm in.
think all three of us check it every day. I mean,
Yeah,
It's just hard not to.
Yeah, of
It's
course, of
not that
course.
you're worried. It's not that like I'm not worried about what's happening that much. It's just I like to
You just gotta
check.
take a peek. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I don't really care too much. You should be investing money that you don't really care if you lose. And I'm
Saving
invested in
money.
ETFs anyway, so if it goes down like $50 in a 10, I know it's going to go back up
Yeah.
eventually. So it's kind
Well,
of irrelevant to.
it's definitely a nice thought to think that, but once you start accumulating $10,000-15,000 in there, you're gonna want to check it
Yeah.
more,
Once it's up there, yeah, you're
because at
really checking
first,
the
at
market,
first,
the
at
overall
first,
market.
yeah,
Yeah.
at first when you got a couple hundred, a couple $1,000s, and then once it starts growing even bigger, it's like now that's money. Like, oh my God, I just worked really hard to do that to get this huge amount of money, and you want to
Yeah,
look after it.
for
But
sure.
so yeah, I'd say for your mental state, maybe just check it at the end of the day, every day. Don't
Yeah.
don't stress out all day long checking it.
Yeah, definitely not the investment portfolio, but you definitely got to be checking them quite
If
often. But
yeah,
always be looking at the stocks you're investing into. You always got to be checking the overall market, and then the stocks that you own. You definitely always got to be up to date on those.
for sure. Yeah. So here's another good one. Is paying an investment advisor worth it?
Yes, yes, because well, my first year I lost thousands because I wanted to trade and no patience. So yes, definitely, because the majority of us are gonna learn the hard way and by losing money and money that we could have paid for someone to teach us. And most likely, when you have a mentor teaching you, you're gonna most likely be having growth in your portfolio at the same time you're learning. So, it's
Now,
a total win-win.
to be clear, we're not talking about managers. We're not talking about portfolio managers that charge fees. We're just talking about people that can teach you to learn how to invest and trade stocks.
To
So
be
that,
Yes,
to
yeah,
be fair, you
yeah,
can learn everything online. Like me and Tony, we're self-taught pretty much, and we're
not
not doing.
everybody has that though. Not
Yeah,
everybody
we're
has
not
that.
doing anything risky
Yeah,
either, like day trading or anything. We're just going the safe route.
yeah,
definitely.
You can teach yourself online,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
you
It's
can.
but like the ratio of people that will actually keep going and seeking, and even after taking a loss, keep going and to learn and to keep studying and to find the good places where you could find the news and to find the good people on YouTube. There's very few people that actually go the distance to get well self-taught. And because I'm self-taught as well, I had to buy books and YouTube videos as well. But I would say the majority of people, well,
to
I
play
would say,
devil's advocate though, I don't think if you're investing in safe ETFs, I don't really think it's that
true,
complicated. I think you can learn
true,
within a week or
Yeah,
two.
but the problem is how many
right.
people know that? Like
To
they
go
could
to the
read.
ETFs route, like very few people
Yeah,
know to go to the ETFs route when they
I
first
agree.
start.
I agree.
they need somebody to like, because I didn't know that. Like for months, I could have lost a lot of money. I mean, I bought airline stocks. I bought all kinds of stupid
Chasing
shit.
the daily movers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Like
yeah,
I knew about ETFs, but I'm just like, I'm gonna invest
Yeah,
in.
I just want to throw that in there to not discourage anybody.
Yeah, yeah.
That's pretty much why I said that.
You can definitely learn
yeah,
on your own.
definitely.
You can definitely learn on your own, but if you can afford it and it might be worth it to like hire somebody for even just for a little bit to teach you the basics. And
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
that's why we had you on, because we don't usually promote people, but I think you do have you're honest and you're not trying to scam people. And I've seen a lot of
Thank you.
the interactions you had with people, and you don't give bad advice or crazy advice, you
Right,
know.
right. I try to stay humble. I always try to stay humble as much as possible, and to give people the truth, and especially to watch out with the daily movers, because that's where a lot of beginners fall, is the daily movers, the stocks that are moving crazy and stuff.
Yeah.
You want some of that. You want some of that. So a lot of people buying at the highest peak, and it's a big no-no.
I will say, like Andrew said, I think when you said it, don't invest money that you don't need, or invest money that you don't need right away. That's a really great strategy if you want to have a separate account for day trading and you want to
Yes,
put $1,000 stimulus in there and you don't even need the
right,
money. Then you can take chances with it, And
right.
if you already have you have a 401k or you have another retirement account, then you can take chances with money.
Right,
But
because like my investment portfolio, like that's money I need and my
yeah,
family needs for the future.
yeah,
So like I'm real bold in what I do and secure what I do with that money and also with my trading money as well. But every dollar in my trading account, I could afford to lose every single dollar in my trading account. And so I
yeah,
have the risk in there, so I could um especially trade options and stuff because that's what a lot of weekly success comes from is options trading as well. But definitely trading, when it comes to trading, every single dollar you're using should be you should be able to lose that money without harming your personal life or your family. None of that. That's a uh, low risk tolerance.
100%. Yeah. All right. So let's move on to the next one. So what's the best brokerage to use? Another very popular question.
Right. Mine's Webull. Definitely by far it's Webull. I love the level two on there, and I love how the charts look, the how the news come, the community. The community is very nice. Definitely Webull by far. But for trading, I favor Robinhood for trading. That's where I have my trading funds, and then my investment funds are on Webull.
Yeah, if you're looking for simple, Robinhood is, you can compare it to an iPhone. The iPhone is so simple. The
Definitely.
interface is simple. It's
There's just
universal. And
there's
Robinhood
just
is
not a lot
just
of
like that.
tools.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Robinhood is very intuitive. It's easy to use, and it's really good for beginners in that sense. They don't have like the most educational information on there. So if you are going to use Robinhood, you beware of that. You're gonna have to learn the information on your own, as opposed to other brokerages. A lot of them do have more educational information, but Robinhood also does have articles that you can click as well.
Tell us
Yeah,
about Johnny, tell us about Weeble's paper trading, because a lot of people don't know what that means.
that's nice. It's investing or trading with fake money. So it's a little feature on Webull that you could invest and trade with fake money, and so you could get your toes in the water, and especially with trading, because of course investing is going to be for the long run, but especially to get your toes in and for traders, but in general, you definitely got to try
I
paper
That
didn't
trading.
I didn't know that was a thing. That's awesome.
It is
that's a really great feature for new investors. I wish I knew that when I started. I
Now,
don't
definitely,
can you
definitely.
is it just for like day trading practice, or is it like ETFs long
anything,
term?
No, it's everything.
anything.
It's
Yeah.
it's everything.
Yeah, I watched a YouTube video on it and I was like, wow, this is impressive that they do this. TD, I think TD Ameritrade does that too, but you can't
Oh,
trade
yeah.
fractional shares on TD Ameritrade. Can you trade fractional shares on Webull?
No, not on Webull.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So I think pretty much any brokerage you use is going to be okay. It's really tailored to your needs
Yeah,
because they're all SIPC insured.
and they all have the
So
pros and cons.
yeah,
So
it's really depends on your needs and wants.
yeah,
Um,
because a lot of people do favor Robinhood because for the how simple it looks, but the more sophisticated people like to have more of the sophisticated
charts.
And
platforms.
all
So,
pretty much all brokerages now are $0 commission fees, so it's very
Yeah.
easy to get started.
yeah,
There's no paywall.
yeah, yeah, because a lot of people are worried about the fees and they think they're gonna lose a lot of money just for making transactions right away. Definitely.
So the next question a couple people asked was, I'm new to trading. How many of you use stop orders for more risky stocks in case they go down?
For trading, it's a must.
You
You,
have to,
you
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
for trading, you have to have your stop losses and your limit orders to take away your profits as well, because you can't get greedy. 'Cause that hurts when you're getting greedy, and it's going up, and out of nowhere, all your money is gone, and you're back to your average position. So you definitely have to put your stop losses and your limit orders as well to take your money. Definitely, that's
I think
big for
that's a
trading.
really good feature just in general too.
Yeah,
I,
that's
It
big for
minimizes
trading.
losses.
and there's a lot of people that I see that are buying stocks in pre-market and they're asking
Yeah,
questions about that. That was another one.
definitely.
You need to use limit orders when you're buying in pre-market because I've sold stocks to people for
It's
like
moving.
$4 more than what the stock was. in pre-market before, because people just buy it at a money value, and now you just overpaid drastically for that
Yeah,
stock.
let's also
Yeah.
talk about what the best time to trade is, because what I've noticed is when the stock market opens, that's like the worst for me. I've noticed, anyways. What is
Mhm.
your thoughts on it?
For trading wise, the aftermarket hours is where a lot of movement is gonna be. Whether it's up or down, definitely aftermarket and pre-market hours is gonna have a lot of movement. So definitely it's gonna have you're gonna have movement while you're sleeping for the most part for most of us. So you definitely have to have those stop losses and limit orders
So what
in.
do you think's the most like stable time of the day? Is there a most stable time of the day?
I would say selling wise, because I've noticed that stocks mostly get to the highest peaks at like 4 in the morning, 4 through 6 in the morning mountain time, or like real early pre-market hours. And but to buy most of the time, I would say it's usually 2 to 3 hours and when the stock
After,
market opens, because yeah, it starts a lot
Yeah, I
of the
agree.
runners start to decline.
so to back what you just said too, I have Acorns, and Acorns, I invest every day in there. I have recurring investment, and every day it goes in at like 11 o'clock, 11:30. And I
Mm-hmm.
was reading about that online. And so Acorns builds portfolios, and they use a lot of experts to come up with these portfolios. And they came up with the time of like 11:30 is when they always invest
To
your,
buy.
reoccurring investments.
Yeah, it's time to buy
So,
around that time.
so I imagine there's something to that. They must have done some type of research on that, you know. So
Definitely.
it's a good point. So the next question was kind of funny. We probably don't have to touch on this too much, but the best way to flip $600. What's the best way to flip $600?
Well, if you have some high risk, you're gonna have high risk.
I saw you commented, go to the casino or something like
Yeah, it's not a
that.
casino, but if that's money that person is willing to risk every single dollar of it and willing to flip it, it's options. But you really gotta study what you're doing. You gotta learn everything when it comes to options. The Greeks, you gotta learn about the VIX, because that's kind of like the stocks market
The
emotions.
volatility index.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So I would say if you're trying to flip money, like I flip money doing options trading, but that's money that I could afford to lose every
Right.
single dollar of that money, because you can, definitely you can.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's a good answer. We covered that well. How many stocks should a new investor own, and how many would be considered too diversified?
Too diversified.
Is there
I
really
mean,
such a thing as too diversified?
I
right?
don't think so.
Unless you only have $100 and you have 100 stocks fraction shared, maybe that's too diversified. But I really don't think you could get too diversified. And I would say when it comes to like if you're starting off with $500, let's say, I would say spread that out in between 4 to 5 companies or ETFs would be a good ratio. Or if you have $100, maybe 2 companies. Um, I would
Yeah,
say, yeah,
I think you could be fully diversified with 5, 6 ETFs. A
yeah,
handful of
definitely,
ETFs. You buy a U.S. stock market, international. You can buy a bond market, commodity, or
yeah,
ETFs. I mean, you can buy everything. So,
definitely,
uh, so I got a question for you. This wasn't on the
yeah.
list, but this is something I was wondering, because I never really been too sure. Do you invest in commodities like gold and silver?
No, I don't. Although I have some gold, and I do buy some stocks, but no, not physical, not
So my
not not the physical raw material.
my take on that was you're not really buying gold. You're buying into gold mining companies. So
Hmm.
it doesn't really make sense to me, because you're not really buying gold.
Right.
You can't cash that in and then they send you gold bars in the mail.
Yeah,
You're buying into the companies that sell gold.
definitely. Like there's only very few good gold companies that are not in debt, especially because most of them are in high debt. And so no, it's not buying gold, buying into the stock.
That's sort of similar to owning real estate versus owning REITs, real estate
Yeah,
investment trusts. It's kind of like a similar sort of thing too.
definitely.
Do you own any
Definitely.
REITs? I do have a REIT ETF, but
What was that?
Do you own any REITs?
No, I don't.
Okay. You don't
No, I
like
don't.
them, or what's your take on them?
No, because most of my what the heck? Oh, sorry about that. Something popped up.
Yeah,
Um,
mine too. Upgraded by the host or something? I
yeah.
don't know.
What was the question
I
again,
did
sir?
not touch anything.
I
I
don't
thought
know.
I was getting kicked out or
We're
something.
being spammed. We're being hacked.
I know that after 40 minutes, I'm not sure. I think there's
I
something
think we
about recording limits, but
I think we got a little bit of time. Uh, Sorry, go ahead. You're talking about REITs.
Right. No, I'm not really um invested into them at all. Most of mine is into more for capital gains, like renewable energy and the 5G sector, and uh, and then I got the sustainable money and the blue chips, of course. So that's where I'm pretty much at. I'm pretty like 25% in blue chips, and then the rest is in sectors for capital gains.
So is it that you don't like them, or you just rather use your money in those other sectors?
Right. I rather use them in
Okay,
these other sectors for
fair
more
enough.
capital gains.
Okay, I do have one REIT ETF, just because of the dividends. I just like the higher dividend
Right.
yield, but I wouldn't really recommend you buy individual REITs. But
Yeah, I don't
um,
really favor them.
so I think the last two, and these are, these are the hot topics all the time, is Bitcoin and Tesla.
Yeah.
You know, so what's your take on Tesla first?
Tesla, the market cap does not make sense at all. Of course, like it's like 8 times more value than GM and Ford. Like the market cap does not make sense of as far as the company. Although they're a great EV company and they're solar, it's phenomenal. But the market cap does not make sense with the company. The way I explain it to people is the market cap you're buying into Elon Musk, because Elon Musk, you cannot put a dollar amount on him. You cannot put a cap on him like Steve Jobs, Bill Gates. There's very few people where you can't put a market cap on them, and Elon Musk is one of those people. He's
yeah.
a hands-on innovator. He's brilliant. So it's gonna continue to grow, although
And
it does not make sense.
And also, they own most of that market share right now in electric vehicles, but pretty soon, these other manufacturers are going to catch up. Will Tesla be able
Right.
to, hold their value over the long term and come out on top? Is still a question.
Yeah, as far as the favorite company, they're not my favorite car company. No, I favor Ford and more of GM, especially. I think their market cap has far to grow, but I don't think Tesla's gonna slow down as far as long term. But short term, of course,
It's
there's mad
I think
volatility,
they're
so
gonna
you gotta.
basically turn into what Apple turned into. Apple now
Yes,
dominates the phone industry. I think Tesla's gonna do
yes,
the same thing, but these other manufacturers are going to catch up pretty soon.
I think,
yes,
like you said, I think it's all investor sentiment that's driving their price. It's not even reality, but
yeah,
people are
yes.
keep buying it. So
You're investing into Elon Musk at this point, and it's going to continue to grow. Although I do see it coming back down to like the high 700s, but as far as long term wise, it's safe because Elon
yeah,
Musk is a great innovator, and you can't put a market cap on him.
yeah, I agree with everything you said. Um, so let's finish up with the last one, Bitcoin,
Bitcoin,
cryptocurrency.
yeah,
So I know a little bit of how you feel about it because I've seen a lot of your conversations. I think you're a little bit more bullish on it than I am, which is fine.
yes,
I totally understand that.
yes, not short term like I definitely pulled because I've traded cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, which I should have held on a long time ago, especially when the crash hit. I should have held on then, but I've had a lot of success trading it. But as far as short term, I do see it still fluctuating, going up to 40 and coming back down to 30, maybe a little bit lower. But as far as long term wise, and over a couple months, it's gonna get momentum again. It's gonna get up there because um, well, I believe that physical currencies are gonna be gone in a couple of years, and I think that with a microchip that Bill Gates and Microsoft have already came and established, people are going to move into cryptocurrencies, and Bitcoin is the leading factor. Maybe the what is it, the
Like the
United Nations, maybe they make their own cryptocurrency, and that'll be the world currency. But as far as right now, Bitcoin is the leading factor in that
Also,
talk.
I want to add, we had a guest on like a week or two ago. His name was Lloyd,
Yeah.
and he sort of talked about how there's nothing really backing Bitcoin's price. There's nothing really determining it. For example, if you look at Tesla, we know why Tesla is the way it is. Electric vehicles are the future. You sort of know what you're investing in. If you look
So
at Bitcoin, what are you investing in? What is backing it? So it's risky in that sense, because we don't really know what's driving the price up.
I
right.
think it's this. Oh, sorry. Go on. Go ahead.
It's well, Bitcoin is a digital asset, it's a digital currency. But if you look at the U.S. dollar, there's very little gold backing it now. It's digital numbers backing it. It's our socials
We're
and
on the fiat.
furthermore.
We're on the fiat system. Yeah.
Yes, it's a no. It's digital now as well. It's very little gold backing the
By
dollar.
by backing it, I sort of meant like what value does it hold, in terms of, I don't really know how to put it,
You,
but
I know what you mean.
yeah,
It's not, you can't like take 10 Bitcoins and go buy gas. Like you can't
Yeah,
go to the grocery store and pay for something with Bitcoins yet. So there's really no established real world value yet other than
to the full extent.
buyers, other than buyer sentiment, which is the same thing with Tesla. People are saying it's the future. They don't want to miss out. It's the fear of missing out. And
Right.
and you know what?
Because
None
when
of
the
us
time,
really know. That's the thing.
right.
It could go to $200,000 per share, or it could go to zero. Who knows?
Because if it comes to that point when we are using it on the daily basis and stuff, think about what the value is going to be at that point. So like you have to buy when there's skeptics, when there's a lot of skeptics. That's where you earn the most. Is when there's a
I
lot of
think I
skeptics.
agree. I think I agree with that. I think I would put a little bit more in Bitcoin, just because I could totally see it becoming a currency in the future. I really could. Like, and more companies are opening up to purchases. I know Visa is doing reward points with
Mhm.
Bitcoin.
PayPal.
So you do have to get in on it before it gets too crazy. But it's already crazy. Like,
It is.
it's
You have to,
but
especially you have to know where you're buying into it because it's high volatility. It's going up and down at all hours. But I definitely see Bitcoin
yeah.
getting up there in the future.
That's exactly what both of you said earlier is the money that you're going to invest in Bitcoin, you have to invest it like you would with your trading account where you don't care at all if you lose it. You can't
Yeah,
put any money that you're worried about.
right. And I've always traded Bitcoin, and I regret not holding on to it from the get go because I probably
Yeah.
would have made a lot more money than trading it. So it definitely hurts me now.
Yeah. Well, that's really all I got for right now. I definitely appreciate you coming on. This was awesome.
Thank you
We
guys.
should,
It
if
was
you want to,
awesome.
you're welcome to come on anytime. We could do this again.
we could
Definitely,
definitely do this again for sure.
Yeah, this was great. This was a good conversation, and I think it would be it's very helpful for people. So,
definitely. We got to continue helping others, and I love you guys' podcast. I'm a fan of it. I hope you guys get big.
thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it, and we'll help. We're trying to help you out too, and we're trying to help out, everybody that wants to learn. So,
Thank you, brother. Let's do
all
it. Let's
right.
continue to help
Thanks.
people.
Alrighty, take
Thanks,
care, man.
Johnny.
Take care.
Thank you,
Take
guys.
care.
Have a good one.